Today I have a special guest on my channel. It's Lily Nova. I'm so happy she's coming, and it's my favorite, person. It's a girl who's looking fantastic and have a fantastic soul, very beautiful. So please share your energy with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Marina. It is lovely to be on your YouTube channel and your new YouTube channel. So thank you for the work that you're putting in. Just to introduce myself a little bit, I started off as a space photographer during COVID, and I began being visited by UFOs and documenting these encounters with my camera, which led to a whole spiritual awakening journey, and starseed awakening journey. These beings I found out were my star family, and they began teaching me all of these amazing things. So now I teach people how to make contact with their star families, and also about meditation practices and personal development. And I do channeled activations and meditations, and I also have a book describing my contact experiences called Contact that just came out a few months ago. That's available on Amazon. Deep dive into my contact experiences with these ETs and the things that they shared with me.
Can you tell us your favorite at the beginning, how everything happened with you? What are you feeling? It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was not like a UFO person. I always felt that there was more out there, but I didn't know what it was. And, I wasn't really super into UFOs. I was just kind of minding my own business whenever this started happening to me. I've always been open-minded, though, and I've loved space. I've been amazed by space and our ancient history, kind of all these mysteries. What is life? What happens after death? All of those things, like I always questioned. So during lockdowns, I was a nutritionist originally, and I ended up quitting my job because of some things that happened there. And then during lockdowns, in the kind of the height of the pandemic, I started going out and shooting space photography, and I started spending every single night out under the stars. Yeah, and I got really good at it. I would take photos of the Milky Way, of the moon, of different galaxies, of nebula, and all of these amazing things, and I just fell in love with it. And a few months into doing that, I had my first UFO encounter. It was a very, very close encounter. I was it was late at night in November 2020. I went outside to get some fresh air before bed. Like, I felt called to just go outside. And whenever I went out there, I looked up at the stars, and then I immediately locked eyes with a hovering light, a big, bright hovering light that was hovering over the neighborhood. And I investigated it. I'm like, okay, it's not a planet. It's not a plane. There's no blinking lights. And it's moving in a hovering way, which nothing that we have does that. That's strange. And so I was like, I think this might be a UFO. So I started trying to record it on my phone, and the focus was kind of going in and out. This orange light appeared at the end of my street that drew my attention. And as I looked over at it, I started getting this strange feeling, this surreal feeling, like time just stopped and my senses were heightened, and like you could hear a pin drop. It was just this very interesting feeling. And then I looked back up, and a second craft had appeared that was a diamond shape, and it was much closer. I could see the red and green strip of lights going across it. And I was bending my neck looking up at it. It was only like a few houses down. And it went, I was kind of shocked. And it went up and down, side to side, very fast to show me that it wasn't a normal craft.
The speed was unusual, right? The speed of...
Yes, and it went up, down, side to side, which we don't have anything. And then it started coming towards me, and it didn't make a sound. And it came straight towards me, and then it vanished above my head.
Wow, fantastic first in touch. Wow. What do you feel when you saw it? So you feel you want to run, or you want to stay? How you react? How you give a positive react to not run?
It was conflicting, because whenever you come so close and face to face with something like that, it kind of shocks you, and it's like your brain can't really compute what's going on. So I was just kind of like baffled for a second.
Mhm.
And then it started moving up and down side to side because, you question it to in it. So it was confirming like, hey, we're real and this is a UFO. And and then I was kind of caught between whenever it started coming towards me, I was debating either jumping because I was on my porch, jumping out from under my roof to try and record it, or taking a step back because I didn't know what this UFO was going to do. It was coming straight for me. Uh, and so last second, I decided to take a step back on my porch to kind of like hide from it. And then it just vanished. I was
Oh,
almost expecting a beam of light to come down and like pick me up. Um, because I didn't know, I didn't know, but I was very curious but yeah, it was still very shocking. And it took me, um, a little bit to integrate that. They gave me a break for a couple of months because it was so jarring. And then they started appearing to me again. And then at that point, I was so curious. I wanted to know, who are these beings? Wow, there's UFOs here. Like, other life does exist and they're on Earth right now. People need to know this.
mhm,
So I felt a very deep soul calling to document evidence of it with my camera because I was already out with my camera every day anyway, to prove, because a lot of people, nobody believed me
mhm,
really after my first
mhm.
experience. They thought I just, was seeing things or whatever. So then I became motivated to capture evidence and prove it to people.
Yeah, how after this, what's happened with you first time? How the continuous? It's you initiate this, or you feel them, they come in, or uh, how you keep doing this process with your
Yeah.
individual way.
Yeah, yeah. So it definitely evolved. My second encounter, I was at an astronomy park by myself, and again, I get this kind of strange feeling suddenly. And then I look over, and there's a craft to my right on the horizon. There's one to the left. There are two lights behind me, and then there's something in front of me too. And so I just began recording them, and I was very, very fascinated. Um, After that, I started to be able to like really like feel them. Like, I felt a presence there, that it felt friendly. Um it just made me very curious and want to learn more. So then, as other experiencers have experienced this, you kind of get a calling to go outside, or you get a feeling that they're going to be there or whatever. And I started going out looking for them and talking to them, and they
Mm-hmm.
started interacting with me and answering my questions. I went home one night, and there was a light outside of my house, just slowly kind of moving around back and forth. And I just started talking to it. And I actually was recording it, and I have that clip. I want to make a docu-series that shows kind of the first ones because it's super funny. But I'm just talking to this light. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just talking to it. And they started showing me signs that they were listening and were intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
Then telepathy, as that progressed, telepathy progressed, and I began receiving telepathic visions of them, and I got to see who the beings were. And then I worked on, they helped me work on activating my psychic abilities and extrasensory perception so that I could communicate with them.
So fantastic. I feel very nice energy from your story, and it's interesting how you become to a space photographer because you don't hear much in UFO in the beginning, right? But you already be a photographer and a space photographer. It's something like in the beginning you feel love to space, to the sky, because I saw your picture and it's so professional, and fall in love with this picture. It's so cool looking, clear, fantastic.
Yeah, so I've always been artistic. I've always been creative. I loved drawing. I'm naturally good at, kind of framing pictures, capturing beauty. I've always loved doing that. Um, But space photography specifically, I didn't know that you could take magnificent photos of the Milky Way and these objects far away in space until COVID. I had a friend who is a videographer and photographer, and he started going out and doing this, realized that you could do it, and you just have to drive like an hour away from the city maybe to see this Milky Way. So we started going out, like it became addicting. Once you see it for the first time, it takes your breath away. It feels so beautiful and big and magnificent, and it's right above our heads. Like with the light pollution in cities, though, you barely see anything. So if you go just a little bit further out, and yeah, I just fell in love with it. I felt peace, I felt wonder, I felt love, and just amazing beauty. So I started learned how to shoot space photography, which is very different than other types of photography. There's a big process, and you have to get certain equipment and things like that. But I just became addicted to it and fell in love with it, and was doing it every single night, literally. Every
I
night.
think E.T. thinking like, oh, we have to connect with this girl because she can shoot us professional. She have a lot of experience, so we can be in touch with her.
They were definitely that adds to the credibility of it, since I spent so many nights out under the stars. I know what a plane looks like. I know what a satellite looks like. I know what is normal. I know what isn't normal. And for the first few months, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary until they started showing up. And it was definitely on purpose. They seemed to be getting in front of my camera, like they wanted me to film them. Like they wanted it. So a lot of the time, like it can be really difficult to capture footage, good footage, because they're very fast. And oftentimes they don't want to be photographed or filmed, and they are very advanced, and they know how to make it to where you can't, film. Sometimes people's phones don't work or glitch out or something. So this was very purposeful. They wanted me to film them.
So what about these days? How you feel connection with them? You practice every day? What did you do usually? What is your routine? Can you share with us?
Yeah, definitely. So it's evolved a lot. Now I have a very, very close relationship with these star beings and a variety of different types of star beings. So I see them just pretty frequently. I started meditating, and they instructed me to start meditating. And as I began meditating, I would be able to see them and develop abilities, kind of like remote viewing, which the CIA has tons of programs and evidence on what you can do with your consciousness. So I would see them and communicate with them that way. Develop telepathy. So now I talk to them every single day. I see them outside a lot, outside of my house, and they kind of cloak themselves in clouds often too. So yeah, I communicate with them every day. They guide me. They've helped me through a lot of healing and activating. Activating they taught me about our DNA being so scientists say that 95 to 97% of our DNA is junk DNA. It doesn't have a purpose. And they told me that that's complete BS. When does anything in nature not have a purpose? Like so they taught me that we have all of these extrasensory abilities, healing abilities and gifts and memories and expansions of awareness that we can activate by activating our dormant DNA. So I trained with them on doing that, and that helped unlock the ability to heal myself and others, psychic abilities, things like that. So yeah, they're my guides. They help guide me in helping others and teaching others and spreading awareness, and it's a really beautiful, beautiful relationship.
Yeah, wonderful. What do you think? How can you share and give the people advice for being touching with them the first time, and how to go through the first scary feelings, and they are scared for abduction or something? Are they positive or negative, or what they can do with them at this moment? How would they go through these fears? What do you think?
Yeah, that's a great question. So you want to be, there are positive and negative beings, just like humans. There's variety out there. So what you want to do, a vast majority are very positive and they're enlightened or advanced. You know, they've got higher levels of consciousness. So a vast majority are positive. But what I would do, it's good to be specific with the universe. And say, you know, I would like to connect or see my star family of the highest love and light, is what I say. So you set that intention and you ask for that. And they don't be afraid because they won't give you more than what you can handle.
Yeah.
Some people think like if they try to make contact or whatever, they're going to have an alien appear in their room and it's going to scare them. That's almost never the case. They will do something easy at first, like flashing a light at you or, you know, in the sky or something like that. So they'll kind of work with you and they won't overstep. So don't be afraid. And it's also very much about frequency. So these beings, they have a higher frequency of, and they feel like love, they feel like bliss, they feel like joy. They're, you know, they're good vibes. So you want to get yourself in a good vibe state to kind of make yourself more of a frequency match
Mm-hmm.
for a connection with them.
Yeah, but a lot of people live in a city, and how you can say that a lot of light around, and not
Mhm.
you can observe the sky clear, right, with
Mhm.
your own eyes. So, what do you recommend to people who live in a city? So, have some fun time with the friends, and then
Mhm.
go to the trip somewhere close to the city, with the
Mhm.
united with the nature, feel the
Yeah.
nature energy, right, and something like.
Yeah. Nature helps a lot.
Mhm.
Harmonizing. It So even if you live in a city, that's fine. I've had so many experiences in the suburbs, like and you know, with people around and things like that. So they can, even if you live in a city, they can flash a light at you or do something like that. So I would ask for a sign and just kind of see what happens. Sometimes you'll get, they started communicating with me through the clouds, which sounded kind of strange at first, but they would like make a heart cloud. They
Oh,
made a, yeah, they made a smiley face cloud. They made like I even have pictures of it, of the first cloud sign that they gave me. It was crazy, but they literally gave me like a smiley face. Well, here's just a couple examples, you know, like
oh, wow, yeah, it's beautiful.
yeah, and they put their faces in the sky here.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Can
they,
you see, can you
yeah,
see their
so
faces?
cool, so cool.
Yeah. So they can communicate in a variety of ways. Here's the first one that they did in the clouds.
Wow, that is this is wonderful. No, this is really funny. This is really like somebody drew the picture, right? So cool.
Yeah, I was like, how is there a smiley face in the sky right now? Like, what is going on? Am I tripping? Like, it blew my mind. And then I realized and found out that they communicate. They can communicate through the clouds and make little, you know, signs in the clouds and things like that. So that's another way that they can communicate. But yeah, to help you kind of connect, just doing meditation is great. I have tons of meditations on my YouTube channel, Lily Nova Starseed. Um, Spending time in nature, doesn't matter where you are, sitting next to a tree, taking a bath, water, going to like lakes or rivers, things like that. The water is very kind of relaxing, harmonizing, and also is a great conductor of energy. So even like taking a bath or meditating in the shower is a great way to connect. Yeah.
Some people are using the crystal in a
Yep.
shower. Uh,
Yeah.
and it's kind of, oh, the crystal, the good question for you, because I saw in your um, Instagram, you put your crystal in a daytime for the sun activating or something.
Yeah.
So please let us know how you use this after, and what are you feeling. Did you feel some energy come from this, or how you use this?
Right.
Amazing.
Yeah. So crystals are very powerful technology, actually. They
Mhm.
can hold information. Um, like, and they're even like scientists and just humans are starting to figure this out where you can hold a ton of information, like terabytes in a tiny little crystal. So there's information kind of codes in these crystals, and they're also conductors of energy. There's quartz crystal in every watch and in every computer. Crystals are a great way to like amplify your intention and maybe be kind of like an antenna to help you communicate with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very powerful. So quartz crystals are great. You can kind of just hold that in your hand. Rose quartz, pyramids are also great. And pyramids create their own electromagnetic field. So like an orgone pyramid are
Mm-hmm.
great. What other? Moldavite is a great. That's actually from a meteor. Comes from Russia. It's
Uh-huh.
a very, very powerful crystal. Like some people, their hands get hot if they touch it, like they get hot.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so yeah, there's a lot of energy in these crystals, and they help to amplify and they help to kind of enhance and even protect your energetic field and your ability to connect.
When you meditate outdoor, for example, right? If you have this opportunity and you use any like your yoga tent or something to sit down and put the crystal around,
You
or
can do that. You can do that if you'd like, or you can just kind of like hold it. You can sit Indian style. Um, Amethyst is another great one. So you can hold it in your hand. If you're laying down, you can put it on, on your heart or your third eye energy center. You can make a little grid with, just kind of, it can be very intuitive too.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
have
Some
to
people
think.
using for water also the put in the water crystals
Yeah.
and drinking the clear, of course, clear water. And
Yeah.
a lot of
Shungite
things
is
to do.
shungite. Russia uses shungite to cleanse and purify their water.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, so you can put it cleanses and purifies. So a lot of people put shungite in water.
You come from your vacation, you visit a lot of places, nature, and how's your vacations going? If you can tell us, of course, if it's possible, if it's
Yeah. So I was doing some work, some play. I went to Mount Shasta in Northern California, which is known as a huge UFO hotspot, spiritual hotspot. There's ascended masters, angels, ETs, inner Earth beings. There's like an inner Earth city there. That was fantastic. The energy is very heightened, and we had amazing experiences and saw UFOs like every night.
wow.
Literally, like it was all day, every night. We saw incredible things and had very beautiful, meaningful experiences and healings and upgrades and things like that. Then we went up to East City Ranch, which is in Washington, and that's on converging ley lines. And that place was intense. Like there's a lot of activity. There's a big mountain there too. UFO activity, but since it's on like ley lines, which all the sacred sites around the world are on these ley lines, it was like an interdimensional highway slash like portal where there was just a bunch of activity. So that was great. And then we went to Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons and yeah, just had a lot of beautiful experiences and a lot of sightings too. Even with Sasquatch, we had some experiences with Sasquatch.
Wow, so cool. You like travel with your friends and family?
Do some meditations and just kind of like sky watch together and we were also doing a lot of grid work, which is kind of like cleansing and healing the land in these different locations where we went.
Did you try to record them in that specific time in your vacation? Maybe you can share with a video on your YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I just got back a few days ago. I was gone for 33 days.
Mm-hmm. A lot of
And
work to do. Organize
yeah,
things.
yeah, I've got so many videos and pictures. I do want to actually, that's part of what I'm going to do today, start getting them off of my phone. I didn't bring my camera, which I'm kicking myself in the butt for not doing that because there were so many amazing photo opportunities. But I took a lot on my phone. So yeah, I'll be sharing a lot of footage from the trip in the coming weeks.
So cool. We're gonna waiting for that. And what do you think the people who interested in on the UFO meetings, UFO people who can have meetings and adventure and group work sometimes? how we connect with each other and
Mhm.
how we can go to the trip together.
I really love over the last few years, I started going to conferences, and that's an amazing way to meet people. I spoke at a conference in Mount Shasta in July. I go to Journey to Truth podcast. They're on Rumble. They got kicked off of YouTube. They got censored. But they throw an amazing conference every year in May, Journey to Truth podcast. So I go there. That's a great way to meet people. Besides that, like YouTube, the chat, I do live activations and lives every other Sunday on YouTube. So a lot of people have, met each other through the chat. And I just started a Patreon where we do monthly meetings. And for the tier 3, we do every other Sunday, we do a group meeting and meditation together.
Mhm.
So different things like that. And then different events is a great way to connect and meet people.
In your last video on your YouTube channel, you're talking about the Red Canyon, I forget the name, the Canyon meeting. You are collecting people for this meeting because you talk about the canyon in, I don't know, I forget the months. So you prepare the meet people there.
Sedona?
Sedona, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Sedona.
Yeah. So yeah, there is an event I'm speaking at in Sedona, October 18th and 19th. Um, it's on my website, Lily Nova Contact. If you go
Mhm.
to
So is everybody
events.
invited or how this work?
Yeah, it's like so that's it's a paid, 1 day event, and there will be a lot of meditation. I'll be doing an activation and things like that, and then there's speakers. So it's called Odyssey Sedona, and it's if you go to the events tab, you can look into, getting a ticket. And then I'm doing a Sedona retreat after that, which that's like, a paid small group thing. Um, but yeah, if anybody is interested in coming to Sedona, we would love to have you at either of those events. Sedona is another one of those really great places where there's a lot of activity.
Yeah, I'm agree with you. And do you visit Sedona before? You have a
Yeah, I've been there twice, and I have a friend that lives there.
oh,
So
so
yeah,
yeah, there are a lot of people who are interested in Sedona also because it's some kind of magnetics area and
yeah,
so beautiful, right? Very
yeah.
nature and something happened with the time, like a time zone, a jumping and a watch and a people watch. I hear the
Mm.
story from my friends. They share like,
Yeah, a lot of weird stuff. A lot of weird stuff can
yeah, how
happen.
you feel in Sedona when you meditate? Do you feel more presence, calm, more connection, something, or it depends, or it doesn't matter where you're sitting at home or Sedona or someplace in a
Well, there's definitely a unique energy to Sedona. That it feels different. It's very like fiery, and sometimes it can be intense, like very like bright. Some people who go there, well, and it's also said that Sedona magnifies whatever you are. It amplifies it. So if you go there and you're in like, a maybe a terrible mood or going through a lot or whatever, that could amplify it, the energies. Um, but if you're there, with the intention to explore and heal and have these experiences, it amplifies that.
wow.
So, but yeah, it's a very powerful place. You can do a lot of healing and have a lot of amazing experiences there. Um, yeah, it can be intense for some people. The first time I went, it was intense, and then the second time, it was better.
Yeah, I hope everybody who hear this interview one day can visit Sedona to feel the same energy. And
Yeah.
by the way, if it's possible to share with us any positive messages from ET for all humanity, and kind of if you find the positive way messages
Yeah.
until now, so it's maybe give a hope for many people. You know.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. Uh, So over the course of the last month, I've experienced and witnessed a lot of very positive transformation and a lot of confirmation from the ETs that we are on our positive highest timeline right now, and a lot of things are about to be exposed and brought to the light so that we can begin building a a new earth with a higher level of consciousness, with like these beautiful community centers everywhere, better healthcare and healing modalities and things like that, getting rid of the corruption. A lot of that is coming the end of this year and in 2025. It's going to be a massive transformation year, and a lot of things are going to come to light. So, and a lot of people are going to be waking up. So I think that's very exciting. We still have to do our diligence of, our own inner work and our growth and development. But yeah, we're on our highest timeline, and they were saying, like, congrats, like, you guys did it. Just, keep pushing through, keep doing the work, shining your light. And also the heart. They always say, coming back to the heart space, the heart will always guide you. Your heart will guide you. Your heart will give you discernment and tell you the truth. And also your heart is a portal to help you connect with the higher realms. So always bring it back to the heart.
Last question is the extraterrestrial, how you feel they come closer to humanity, or be in touch with a lot of people, and now it's a great time, to
So there will be more and more people having contact experiences as more people are awakening, and we're supposed to reunite with our star families. We're supposed to, like, we are star seeds, we are them. They want to help, guide us, and they want to help us through this. So more and more people will start having contact experiences, and that's really exciting, and a lot more disclosure on the topic, I believe, in 2025 too.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us, and give your positive way on everybody. Thank you so much, and please stay with your light, with your smile, with your beautiful face. I like I like your videos. You're very young, and you translate your position and everything. You work hard with your books and touching with the people, and do this hard work using your private time for that. That is not easy, because it's a lot of work, right? The people sometimes not understand how to create the video on YouTube, how to editing this, how to do pictures outside. Then you have to work with the video, this picture, including this picture, right? And you do a lot of interviews with the people, and try to wake up everybody. So thank you very much, and please stay with your light. And
thank you. I appreciate it.
I hope you have wonderful life in your future.